Welcome to Chris and Laura. Today we are going to be making a loaf of bread. We're going to make a artisan bread that you cook in your Dutch oven. And I have a 7.5 quart Dutch oven. It's pretty big. So I am going to make a big loaf of bread. So we're going to see. We're going to hopefully this turns out pretty good. So, all right, let's get started here. So first off, we have 6 cups of all-purpose flour. It's going to be a big loaf. So we've got six cups here. And then we are going to add 2 teaspoons of yeast into the flour. And then 2 teaspoons of salt. This is that rustic, no knead bread, the artisan bread. Okay, so we'll mix that all into the flour really good. Now we are going to add 3 1/3 cups warm water, about 110 to 115 degrees. We're just going to pour that right in there. And I'm also going to throw in about a tablespoon of honey. Okay, now we're going to mix that all together really well until all the flour is wet. Alright, so now we've got this all mixed together. We are going to cover it with some plastic wrap, and we're going to let it sit for about 3 hours, and then we'll come back to it. You can also let this sit in the refrigerator overnight covered if you want to. You don't have to bake it in the same day, but I'm going to. So I'm going to cover this up, and I'm going to let it just hang out for about 3 hours, and then we'll be back. So we'll see you in a little bit. All right, so we have been, it's been about 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. It's been close enough. I'm gonna start messing with this dough now. So, all right, we're gonna take this out. She's gassy. Really popped the top on it there. Alright. So now we are going to put a whole bunch of flour down here. This is a super sticky dough. And I want to make sure that we get her well coated. Alright, so now you can see all the air bubbles and everything in there and how sticky that is. It's a blob, and it rose quite a bit too. So we're gonna roll this out onto the table. Oh, that's a big wad of dough there. Alright, so now flour is going to be our friend. I'm going to put it all over the top here. All over us. And now we are going to fold it. Coat it in the flour. Now we're going to bring this side up. Okay, then we're going to bring the bottom. Now we're going to bring this side over. now we are going to try rub it into more of a ball. Do you want to grab me out a big piece of parchment paper?
How big? About this long. There you go.
Really? No. Here you go.
Put it down on the
Yeah, so
table right there.
alright, so now we are going to take this whip it over here. Get a ball. Look at that. It did it. Alright, so now we're going to pick this up and we're going to set it inside of our bowl here. Keep it covered. We're going to let that hang out there for a little bit. Alright, so we've got the oven at 450 degrees. We're putting the Dutch oven in there while it is preheating, and we're going to let that preheat for about 30 minutes, and then we'll pull that out and put the bread in. But we're going to let that preheat. Like I said, we are really putting this thing to the test today. That 7.5 quart cast iron Dutch oven's pretty heavy. I have it sitting on a tray too, but we're going to let that do its preheat. We're going to let that hang out, and we will be back when we're ready to put it in the oven. So we'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Alright, so now we're gonna pull the cast iron pot out, and it's gonna be hot, so be careful. It's so heavy. Okay, I'm gonna leave that running. We're gonna bring Chris in for this.
What am I doing, my dear?
You're gonna not touch the pan, but we're gonna move this and put it inside of that. Right. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to do a quick little score on the top. Alright, so now we are going to put the lid back on this. And we're going to put it back in the oven. Be super careful. We're gonna bake it for 40 minutes, and then when the 40 minutes is up, we will take the lid off and bake it for another 10 to 15 minutes until it's the nice golden brown that you want it to be, you know, the crusty top. So we will be back when this is ready to pull out. Alright, so our time is up on this bread, so we're gonna go ahead and get it out. I'm gonna have Chris take it out though, because it's super heavy and really hot, so I'm going to have him come over and pull the bread out of the oven for us.
Hercules! Hercules!
That's right, you are Hercules.
I'm going to put another one of these pads down on that back side. That way I don't hit the table.
Oh, yeah.
That thing's hot. There you go, my love.
Thank you. Alright, so we're going to pull this out and we're going to be careful not to burn yourself. And we will see what we have here. Look at that loaf of bread. Oh God, it's huge. Here is our sneak peek. You want to leave it sitting there for about an hour so it stays nice and so it can get cooled down before you really do too much with it. But it really got all sorts of crazy. There's a lot of flour in there we'll have to knock off, but Oh, it looks gorgeous. I've made this kind of loaf of bread before. I've just never made one this big before. But I have a big Dutch oven, so I decided to fill it. This, I would say, is going to last us a few days. But we're going to let this sit and cool down for a little bit. And then we'll come back when it's cool, and we'll cut into it and see what the center of it looks like. So we'll be back in just a little bit. Alright, so we've let this cool down for probably about an hour and a half. The center's still a little warm, but we're going to go ahead and cut into the end piece of it. But I wish it would have stayed domed up, but everything here lately, I think it's the humidity or the lack of humidity. But everything that I bake lately, as soon as I put it in the oven, it falls. So, but this is still going to be a nice size. So we will move it over here. Let's see, we're going to cut this end. It's got the crunch. Look at all the air pockets in there. It's still kind of warm. Cut a piece off here. That's really good. You got the chewy, thin, crispy crust, and then the inside is so soft. That is delicious. And look at this side. Super delicious bread. But I will go ahead and put the recipe for this down below if you'd like to give it a try. It is for a 7.5 quart Dutch oven. I'm sure you could probably put it in a 6 quart, get a taller rise, but it'll make you a big loaf of bread. That's definitely for sure. So, but I'll put the recipe down below if you want to try it. I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.